Hello, everybody. Всем привет. Been on vacation for a little while, so just coming back to go over some bugs and things I fixed while I was working on it on vacation. So one of the issues that I was having was that this crest here, my hero here is currently blue, and this crest is correct now, and that this is blue, but it was either being assigned a default of red or some other color. Um, And so I went through and I addressed that bug. I basically highlighted which file was the correct color for the crest. And for in this game, sometimes the sorceress and the barbarian get switched in terms of the ordering. Like it's a little bit random and inconsistent. You would think it would be consistent, but they you just have to manually switch it occasionally, and sometimes these colors get kind of mixed up like that. So I basically just said, hey AI, here's the correct order, can you just make sure these are processed correctly? And it found the player color enumeration and hero crests is a different order than the player color enumeration, so it did a fix on that. And that pretty much we had to push around and find it, but we did find it eventually. And I had another bug that I decided to fix at the same time while we're dealing with this castle screen. And this bug here I can show you is that when you would pick up gold, I'm testing it on Knight's Quest here with Lord Kilburn, and you would pick up gold and then enter the castle right away, and the notification screen would not have cleared. So I can actually show that here quickly that it is working. If we select Knight's Quest, we load this, we've got Lord Kilburn here, we pick up some gold and then go right into the castle, and it's not showing, it disappears. So that bug is corrected. So that's cool to see. And anyway, it went through a couple of these. There's also a boat entry where it could get triggered as well. But that was basically that fix. So next I'm going to go talk about another bug, which I still have a variant of this that remains. But basically, somehow the routing is allowing heroes to go through mountains in a certain configuration. There's two examples here in Claw. This is my hero being able to do it. The AI does take advantage of this, at least my basic AI. So I wanted to try and figure out how to fix this. And so I dumped in the actual hex tile map pieces in here and specified, here's a batch, here's a chunk of the map. Let's figure out why this is not, why heroes are able to pass through this. And I think it's something with L1 and L2. And so we're basically just trying to decode the map properly and make sure that the routing can't go illegally through these mountains. So it goes through, comes up with some ideas and some fixes. We may have to end up doing this on trees as well. But basically I show it that actually this fix didn't work. We're still getting this. Hate it. The AI is like, you're right, let me look more carefully. It's like, it's so much of a sycophant that it's sickening. So it's going through, it realizes there's also a tall L1 object. So I also drop in something from before about diagonal routing bug in in the claw map that I had solved earlier, and it was starting to go down this path where it is like, let me just be hyper restrictive and that should fix it. And so I'm trying to guide it towards this correct bug fix. We're going here. It asks me a question. Keeps going. It always says, oh, now I found the real problem. And it's like, yeah, maybe you did, maybe you didn't, who knows. But it did seem to work. However, I have encountered this same bug still in Archipelago. I think I found this in the campaign game. We go to campaign game. Let's play as Lord Alamar, and we're gonna just speed run into the next map. Oh, we got some low morale on our paladins, so we're just gonna speed run into our next map. Okay, so here we are in Archipelago, 1, 5, and if we just watch the other heroes move around, they're going to probably be able to push through these mountains in a way they shouldn't be able to. It's also interesting to see that they are not triggering the battles with the creatures that they should be. So that's probably an AI bug I need to work on. Let's just find out if I think I can probably demonstrate that this is broken in a much faster way here. Let's see if they're walking diagonally through things, although the AI should definitely be triggering these battles. But I'm expecting that they can walk through a mountain somewhere where they're not supposed to be. So get Rathmont further down here. Let's pick up another hero just because we can. And maybe we'll see it there, where she's walking diagonally through it, or maybe I'll be able to with my heroes once I warp over there. But definitely these AI heroes should be getting attacked by the random monsters that are there. And the fact that they aren't is, well, that's a little bit of a concern. didn't get any artifacts from that. Well, there, I think the knight just went through the mountain. Yeah, this gives me an idea for what my next bug fix should be. It's really that the AI needs to be triggering these battles. That's a pretty significant unfair advantage, that the AI can just run around here without needing to, but here we go. Here's an example of being able to route through mountains. So I'm gonna probably have to, let me take a screen capture of this. And save that. So there's one example. Why don't we go back and see if we can warp somewhere else. There, yep, he just went through the mountain again. So I should probably be able to do that with my hero as well, if those heroes are able to do it. Oh, and the game music, you see, I've just been attacked by the enemy hero, which is cool from an AI perspective. But we have to figure out here why the other music shouldn't be playing at the same time. That's kind of confusing and not ideal. So, but this is how you discover bugs. It's not ideal to have some bad morale on the dragon there. And, well, all my powerful creatures are getting bad morale now, so just my luck. That wasn't good for my barbarian. And that's strange that my level up happened after the battle, but okay, I guess it can happen. But yeah, here's an example of that. So anyway, that's what I need to fix next as well. I've just discovered a few bugs. I love it when I am play testing the game and I discover a few bugs. So we've got a few more here. I did fix this in Claw, but maybe I should just double check that was actually fixed in Claw here on this version. Yep, see, we're not able to route through this. So that is fixed at least there, but it's broken in a different level, so I'm going to have to just keep working on that one. Now I'm working on fixing one of these other elements here. This is in map 2 of the campaign game, Archipelago. Uh, we're also seeing some mountain routing issues. There's the first one. This one, the mountain is actually blocking the hero from being able to access this mine. And here's just another example. Now over here I have the game open because I'm sort of demonstrating that this is no longer, that this has been fixed. But basically I describe these 3 images and I include these 9 tile, 10 byte tile data, tile elements in the map. And I dropped in my last fix from an earlier date. Looks at these. I forget why I dropped in the additional values. I think it just couldn't find a number of these files. I've seen this behavior a lot more with Claude, that you upload all these files and then it still can't find them. It says, oh, I see them in a list, but I can't see the comments, or I can't see the contents. So that's annoying, but usually the second time's the charm. So I did that, and yeah, I basically just re-uploaded the same files. It went through it, came up with some proposed solutions. I had a previous fix related to the what I call the middle finger of claw. There was an issue there with diagonal tiles, and it wasn't basically the hero wasn't able to walk in a certain region due to some diagonal tile issue. But I got around that, and this was just referencing that because I had referenced that in my previous chat as well. And it's I think basically it wants to relax. This is tall blocking bridge, and I don't want it to do that. I think that's actually, well, I think it's just making a mistake. So I want to say I push back. Yeah, I basically say I don't trust you on this. Let's make the minimal changes needed to fix screens 1 and 2. So I'm basically pushing back on whatever it proposed, whatever rule it proposed relaxing, because A, it was wrong, and B, it's probably going to insert more, or it might revert to some old buggier state that I had, and I was just like, don't do this, AI. You know, this is so normal in dealing with the AI on these kinds of logic things. You know, I admit that I'm being a bit hand wavy on the routing logic and just guiding it with concrete examples. It would be much easier and cleaner if I had basically sat down and really did a true breakdown on each tile of like how the routing worked according to each of these. And I may have to eventually do that. But I'm trying to avoid that because I think it's going to be a lot of work. Anyway, it does come up with some mountain fixes, some mine fixes. But then I tested it and I found, okay, well, I can walk on this tile here. Let's see if I'm able to do that here. Well, we need to new game first. Maybe I'll even get attacked. We'll see. See if my AI is going to attack me. So we go here and we cannot go up to this tile. Let's see if we can go around here at least. And we also can't route over here in that case. But back to the AI, we were able to cross over the mountain after that example. So the mine fix worked, but the mountain routing, like we weren't able to route over it. unless we got to a tile that was next to a previous crossing. So whatever was happening, it wasn't performing this routing check when the tile was next, like right next door. So this was still allowing it to go through. Previously the routing would go through. We sort of fixed that, but now the next tile, like this target tile, is viewed as maybe accessible, and we were able to cross over doing that. So I pushed back on it. Routing is still broken for screen 1 there. I explained that the red arrows, for some reason it thought it was like some sort of blocked route, and I was like, nope, that's actually just your hero doesn't have the movement points. And so I gave it very specific instructions within these 9, basically within this 9 byte tile range. I said we're trying to go from here to here, and that shouldn't be allowed. So takes another look at it. I think this worked, but then I also want to make sure that an object can't be picked up. Like I shouldn't be able to pick up this crystal from over here. I shouldn't be able to pick this up. Like if there was an item that I could cross the mountain for, I shouldn't be able to. So it goes through and processes some of those possibilities, comes up with something. I talk about forests, and it, I still have to push back and say, nope, it's still a problem. And finally, we did get to a solution that fixed it. And this event tile passable only catches mountains with a non-zero collision byte. So 0x82 slipped past it. Where previously 0x82 and the level 2 face admitted a route. So that was the issue. So the collision byte of 0x82 was plus a level 2 mountain face, was causing this, essentially this pass through mountains bug. And we did get that, but now I still have some issues with forests where I'm able to route through them sometimes in ways that maybe I shouldn't be able to. Like you can kind of even see this here. Like I shouldn't really be able to route through the forest. So I imagine that's probably a similar issue, but I need to come up with more concrete examples to be able to test this with the AI. And so I made some notes here. And just documented the claims, and that was the end of that. So we still have some bugs with forests, but I believe we've fixed the mountain issue.